All right. Here we are at part 3. I know you're ready. So we've looked at philosophies and religion. We've looked at polytheistic religions, and now let's look at the monotheistic religion. So check it out. Mono, M-O-N-O. So mono is the kissing disease. So y'all better watch out. So mononucleosis, that's a disease you can get. All right, makes you tired and sleepy. Oh, it makes you weak. So watch out. I'm for real. Like it, you get it. Never mind. I won't go there. But anyway, so mono means this: one. Uno. That's what it means. One. Mono means one. So this is going to be a group of religions that only believe in one God. The three major mono, and again, you know what theistic means? Theistic means deity or God, so one God. All right, the oldest of them all. You see it right here in front of us. This is the Jewish religion that we call Judaism. All right, the followers of Judaism are called Jews. Now, there are many different types of Jews. They come in all shapes and sizes, and just like all these monotheistic religions do, all three of them. Okay, and you see some right here. They're the Orthodox Jews. They dress a certain way, hair's a certain way. They live their lives a certain way. It seems more extreme and more devoted or more devout to a certain religious belief than others. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into Judaism and the basics of that. All right. First, look at some of their symbols before we move on. There we go. I think that's menorah, and that's called the Star of David. Let's keep going. Now, like I said, this is the oldest of them all. When this started, there was no Christians. There were no Muslims, which are the other two monotheistic religions. This will be the only monotheistic religion that will become a major world religion. All right, here we go. So it's going to originate in the Middle East. It originates in Mesopotamia. That's where it comes from. All right, you see the year here, about 1,000 years before Jesus. So the Jews will be around for about 1,000 years before there'll be Jesus, which starts the second monotheistic religion, which is Christianity. So according to Jewish tradition, God chose the Hebrews. Now that's their first name. It's their original name. They're called the Hebrews. They're not called Jews yet. They're called the Hebrews. Okay? And they're going to leave Mesopotamia. They're going to leave Sumer, actually, and they'll make their way into Egypt. Okay? All right, and that's where they become, we'll call it famous, all right, where you know the story of this if you've been in any type of Sunday school or you're a Christian or been around any churches or whatever, that the Jews, you've seen some movies, it's all about movies and stuff like that, were in Egypt, okay? And so God chose the Hebrews and helped them escape slavery in Egypt. And y'all know who that person is to help them escape? The Jew named Moses. That's right. Moses was a Jew and helped them leave Egypt. That's when he stuck the staff on the side of the Red Sea, and they crossed the Red Sea. And y'all hopefully y'all seen the movie. If you haven't, I'll try to show you a clip or something like that. Tons of movies about that. All right, when the Jews escaped Egypt and they started making their way to what we call the Promised Land. And there's another story to that. Anyways, so that's a Jewish story. All right, what kind of crazy is this? It's also a Christian story. So Christians find that this is their story also. So what I'm saying right now is also Christian. And here's what's even crazier. The Muslims. This is a Muslim story to them. They believe in Moses as theirs. And this whole Jewish time right here, they're not called Jews at the time, they're called Hebrews. And they believe this is their story. So all three, okay, of the religions, they find their way all the way back to the original Jews, and actually it's before this, all right, with this guy named Abraham. And we'll get into that also here in a second. Here we go. So Judaism was the first of the monotheistic religions, and they all three come out of this religion. All right, let's keep rolling. All right, here's some basic beliefs of them. All right, so they have a Bible. Okay, what's kind of neat is it's very, very important in the Christian Bible. Okay, it is called the Torah. The Torah is the first 5 books of the Christian Bible. It's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. That's their Bible. They call it the Torah. And it just happens to be the first books in the Christian Bible. Remember, they go together. Okay? So there we go. A lot of times you see in the churches or what's called their synagogues. All right, you see this right here? their churches are called synagogues. All right, they'll actually have one special Torah, and it's in these scrolls or these rolled up looking books like this. Kind of neat. All right, let's keep rolling. So God gave Hebrews the Ten Commandments through Moses, all right, which is a big part of the Jewish religion. All right, just like it's a big part of the Christian religion, but it's from the Old Testament. All right, and in the Ten Commandments, it basically describes or it gives you 10 rules of how you're supposed to behave toward God and to other people. All right, let's keep rolling. So this is where it all began. Excuse me. Okay, so God, okay, he made a covenant. So this means he comes down. A covenant means a promise. He comes down to Abraham. This is where the guy who all starts it off. Check it out. The A-B, Abraham, Father Abraham. All right, there's a song goes with that. Okay, came down to him. God came down to Abraham and basically said, hey, I want to make you a promise. Okay, I'm gonna help your wife have a baby. Okay, all right, Abraham. And his wife, his name is Sarah. She heard this, and all of a sudden she started laughing. Well, guess what happened? She was old, and what happened is she started popping out a baby. Right, not that moment, but here in a little bit later on, she's gonna have a baby at a really old age. So God made this promise and said, basically, look, I'm gonna make you and your seed, your lineage, the children that come after you, uh, a land of many people. I'm gonna take and spread you all over the place. All right, all you got to do is just basically do what I'm telling you to do, Abraham. And he went out and started this Jewish religion that follows God. All right, so Judaism had a great influence on the later development of Christianity and Islam through the beginning of Abraham. That's where it all started. Let's keep going. So, and what's kind of crazy and it's hard to understand, but the Jews have been called God's Roman people and chosen people, excuse me. And throughout their entire history, it's going to be a history of discrimination, a history of being pushed around, a history of being taken advantage of and killed and dispersed all around literally the earth. But at first, the Middle East, Europe, and then the earth in modern day. All right, there'll be lots of different things. This is a big thing to know about. So the Jews were discriminated against. It starts as early as you can say the Egyptians. All right, then in their own land in the Middle East. Then the Romans are going to come along. Oh my goodness, they're going to destroy some buildings and all types of things. And then you get all the way up into modern history, and y'all all know about the Holocaust and how they were treated with the 6 million Jews that were killed in there. So this is a big part of the Jewish religion. Now, you see this word right here? It says the Jewish diaspora or diaspora. This is the idea that Jews have been scattered around all around the earth ever since they started. All right, let's roll. Okay, so here are your three religions that all pop out of. Let's not talk about this other than you can see right here. Let's talk about Judaism here. You got the one God, the Torah. We've talked about that. Okay, we're good with that. Let's keep going. All right, second monotheistic religion that will come after Judaism, and this may be the one you're most familiar with. This is Christianity, and Christianity also has many different types of Christians. The largest Christian church in the world, y'all guess what it is? What's the largest group of Christians called? Are they Baptist, Methodist, Catholics, Church of Christ, Assembly of God, Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Lutherans, Calvinists? There's all types of them. Which one's the biggest in the world today? It is the Catholic Church. That's right, the largest group of Christians in the world. And there's very big controversies with like that because a lot of Protestants, which all the other Christian churches are called Protestants, they protested. So that word comes from the Catholic Church and actually separated from it. So the Catholic Church and Protestant churches are quite different. All right, here we go. So Christianity, where did it all start? All right, let's look at it. So Christianity came from Judaism. I've already said it. It started with Father Abraham. Okay? But here's the thing about Jews. They are looking for a Messiah. And Jews are still looking for the Messiah. Well, around the year, we'll say 0, or when time changed, who came along? That was Jesus. And some of those Jews, okay, thought they found the Messiah. His name is Jesus. Okay? I'm a Christian. That's what I believe. All right? I believe that Jesus came. He was the Messiah that we Jews, all right, before there was Jesus, all right, was waiting on. All right? The rest of the Jews, they're still looking for a Messiah, all right, to come down here and bring them, all right, eternal life, okay, or bring them a kingdom down here on earth. All right, so the Jews are still waiting for this Messiah. All right, so Jesus, all right, accepted the 10 Commandments. Here's what's crazy too. Jesus was a Jew. Yeah, he was a Jew also. He was born to a Jewish family. His mom and dad. That's right, Mary and Joseph. All right, so here we go. So a little bit more about Jesus. So Jesus accepted the 10 Commandments, which was the Jewish laws, and also preached equality of man before God. The sacred text of Christianity, y'all know what it is. It's the Bible, but it's two kind of like two Bibles. The Old Testament, all right, which has the Torah in it, and the New Testament. So the Old and the New Testament are like the timeline. All right, it's Jesus in the middle because Jesus came along, and then when he died, all of his disciples they wrote. All right, they wrote what they after Jesus' life or what they saw from Jesus' life. So he keep on going here. So although the Romans originally felt threatened by the Christians and therefore allowed Jesus to be crucified, Christianity eventually becomes, here's what's crazy. Christianity at first was seen as bad. Oh my gosh, people were being killed left and right. It was very scary to be a Christian. All right, Jesus dies, and time goes on after many, many years, hundreds of years actually. The Roman Empire, which was the largest empire on the earth at that time, will actually become a Christian empire. It become known as the Holy Roman Empire, and also known as the Roman Catholic Church. So that's where it all kind of comes together. All right, there's a lot more to that, and I know you know a lot more about it. And anyways, you can get into it, ask questions, or whatever you like. All right, the last of the monotheistic religions, or major monotheistic religion, is called Islam. Now, again, there may be some Muslims around you. I know there's some in this community. I've had some as students in my classroom right here in this room that I'm sitting in right now. That's right. So we have Muslims around us. They follow Islam. Islam is the name of the religion. The follower of that religion is called a Muslim. Okay? Here's one of their symbols, the crescent moon and the Star of David here. They have beautiful architecture. There's a lot of their architecture in the Middle East. It has this dome kind of shape. Helps you remember what that Arabic / Islamic, architecture looks like. Let's keep going. All right, let's learn a little bit about Islam. So it will also start with Father Abraham, way back. Okay. Well, they were believing. All right, there'll be a Messiah. There'll be someone that'll come along. Well, they'll have someone come along and change, but what they believe, but it's not the Messiah. Okay, so it's a little bit different. They had this guy who comes along who's going to be what's considered the last prophet, the last person to actually speak for God. So they like the Torah, they like the Bible, but they'll also like what this guy brings too. And he brought all these different ideas. His name was Muhammad. All right, Muhammad. You ever heard that name before? A lot of people are named Muhammad today after this Muhammad. All right, so he was born in this place, all right, that was called Mecca. Mecca is out in the desert. All right, he had a store, him and his wife together. But he wasn't a very happy man. And one day he wanders off out in the desert, and then an angel appeared to him. Suppose that something happened. He passed out, dreams, whatever, we don't know. But the angel told him all this stuff. All right, he came back to his wife and told them what was going on. It's like, look, I've got this something happened to me. I'm supposed to be this prophet. I'm supposed to start this religion. And all the people around him, they didn't like that. So what they did is they got afraid and they left. And they went to this place, you see it right here, Medina. And they went to Medina and they started the religion there. And as time goes on, they'll come back to Mecca, and that will be the holy place of Muslims. Mecca is. There's all types of things there. Now, this journey is called back to Mecca. It's called the Hijra. All right, and that's important. And so every Muslim, one of the things they have to do in their life is they have to go to Mecca on their own. What's called not the Hijra, but it's called the Hajj. All right, so here we go. That's how it started. So anyway, so Muslim worshippers follow scripts. All right, the name of their Bible, we'll call it, is called the Quran. Now look, you can spell it two ways: Q-U or K-O. Quran, Quran. I don't care how you do it, but that's the name of their book. Now, in their book, just like the Torah gives some laws for Jews and Christians called the Ten Commandments, the Quran gives Muslim laws, Islamic laws called Sharia. Sharia, you see it right there. That's Muslim law. That's what they have to follow. That's right. Now, in there's these five things that all Muslims have to do. We call them the five pillars. Pillars hold up a building. Here we go. Check it out. They got to have faith in one God. His name is Allah. That's their God. They have a name for him, Allah. They have to pray 5 times a day and face east, or they face Mecca. They have to help poor people. They have to do this thing called fasting, where you don't eat very much during a holy month. This is very important, called Ramadan. All right, and then they have to, and I already mentioned this, go on their own Hajj, or a pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. Okay, now, Islam has been spreading very fast throughout the entire world ever since it started, okay? And you see all the area that it's been going into in Africa. There's northern Africa, and then the arrows going south, Saudi Arabia, all of the Middle East. And today is literally all over Europe. It's over here in America. It's all over the world. Maybe the fastest growing religion on the earth today. All right. Now, last little thing we're going to look at. It's kind of fun. I always like this little thing. Let's look at these together. See how they've all started. Now, so all the religions in the world are not here. There's a few more than I've mentioned. I'll give you one. Animism. It's a belief in animals, worship of the animals, nature, and all this stuff. It's been around forever. We don't even know when it started. That'd be your original hunter-gatherers, all the way back to Paleolithic times, animism. All right, then you got the religion Hinduism. That's next. Then you got Judaism. Time goes on, and Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism all start about at the same time. Another one called Shintoism. And then later on, Christianity and Islam. All right, last thing I want to show you guys. Let's see these actually come about in a video. Okay, so let's have a little fun. See what this looks like, and that'll be that. Let's get rid of this commercial. Let's see what happens here. I feel good. What's next? Let's keep going. Get rid of this commercial. Don't ignore the commercial. Let's get into the growth of the world religions. It's going to be pretty neat. All right, here we go. Check this out. All right, let me kill the music. Let's get into this. All right. First, you have Hinduism. You see it growing right there in India. All right, look for some other colors to pop up. Boom, right there. Abraham's born. He's right there. He's born right there between the Tigris, Euphrates River. Okay, Israelites conquer Canaan. All right, Hinduism's still growing and growing and growing. All right, there's Judaism. There it goes. Whoa, it's way over there on the left. And, we can't see it. What's happening now? Okay, Buddha's born. What happens in Buddhism? All right, boom, there's Buddhism. All right, and look at Judaism right here. It's growing. We're about the year 0 now. Judaism, Jesus. Here we go. There's Jesus. Christianity is going to start. Look at the purple. That's Christianity. Started spread in different places through the disciples. Whoa. All right. Here we go. We get about 500 years, 600 years. Boom. Islam. All that green. Muslims. Now you start to see everything start to blend together. Islam is everywhere. Christianity's up there in the purple. Red, Hinduism. The orange, I believe that's Buddhism because it's mixed together. Buddhism is it's not a major impact right now. Okay, we're at about 1,000, 1,100 after Jesus. Look at Islam taking off. All right, look at Christianity up there. Islam looks like it's taking over the world. It is awesome. Look at that go. All right, boom. Now we're getting into more modern times. Christopher Columbus Christians go all over the other side of the earth. All right, look at it. Look at there's Hinduism. Well, that's Islam everywhere. Hinduism still in India. Christianity basically has the Western Hemisphere. Yep. And it looks like the dominant religion over here would be Islam, but it's in. Here we go. The Christians make their way around boats, and again, the southern part of Africa. Ethiopia was a big part. Okay. Israel's established. That's after World War II. All right. Hinduism. Look at Hinduism over in South Africa. Or South America, sorry. Okay, check it out. It's doing good. And boom. This is awesome. 3, 2, 1. And all right, guys, I'm out of here. That's done. We'll see you. See you on the next video.